boys and girls, welcome to Storytime at the library. And today we're going to read some stories about animals that are in the forest. So this one is called Bear Came Along, and it's by Richard T. Morris, and it comes from Little Brown and Company. Okay? Here's Bear and a whole bunch of his forest friends. Once there was a river that flowed night and day, but it didn't know that it was a river until Bear came along. Bear was just being curious when he realized what the river could do. But he didn't know he was on an adventure until Frog hopped on. Froggy was a lonely frog who was looking for a friend, but she didn't know how many she had. Until the turtles showed up. The turtles tried to warn them about the things that could go wrong, but they didn't know how to enjoy the ride. Until Beaver climbed aboard. Beaver was born to captain and he knew exactly where to go. But he didn't know about the detours until the raccoons dropped in. The raccoons were so excited about the twists and turns ahead, but they didn't know they had to be careful until they crashed into Duck. Duck was so content being right where she was, but she didn't know there was a world to see until oh my, look at those faces. Did you know that was going to happen? There they're going straight down. Bear held on to Froggy. Froggy held on to Turtles. Turtles held on to Beaver. Beaver held on to Raccoon. Raccoons held on to Duck. Oh, what a ride! So many different animals living their separate lives, but they didn't know they were in it together until the river came along. The end. The river brought them all together. They were all living in the forest, but now they're all together. Well, I've got one other story about a bear for you. This one you can kind of help me with a little bit. This one is, a long-time favorite. It's called Bear Snores On, and it's by Karma Wilson with illustrations by Jane Chapman, and it comes from Margaret McElderry Books. Now, this has a part that you can help me with because the bear snores a lot. So when we get to the part where it says Bear Snores On, you can read it with me or you can snore with the bear. Here we go. Bear Snores On. In a cave in the woods, in his deep dark lair, through the long cold winter, sleeps a great brown bear. Cuddled in a heap with his eyes shut tight, he sleeps through the day and he sleeps through the night. The cold winds howl and the night wind sounds growl, but the bear snores on. An itty-bitty mouse, pitter-pat tiptoe, creep crawls in the cave from the fluff cold snow. Mouse squeaks, too damp, too dank, too dark, so he lights wee twigs with a small hot spark. The coals pip-pop and the wind doesn't stop, but the bear snores on. Two glowing eyes sneak peek in the den. Mouse cries, "Who's there?" and a hare hops in. Ho, Mouse says here, long time no see. So they pop white corn and they brew black tea. Mouse sips wee slurps. Hare burps big burps. But the bear snores on. A badger scuttles by, sniffs at the air. I smell yummy yums, perhaps we can share. I've brought honey nuts, Badger says with a grin. Let's divvy them up, cozy down and dig in. And they nibble and they munch with a chew-chomp crunch. But the bear snores on. A gopher and a mole tunnel up through the floor. Then a wren and a raven flutter in through the door. Mole mutters, what a night, what a storm, twitters wren, and everybody clutters in the great bear's den. They tweet and they titter, they chat and they chitter, but the bear snores on. In a cave in the woods, a slumbering bear sleeps through the party in his very own lair. Hare stokes the fire, mouse seasons stew. Then a small pepper fleck makes the bear achoo! He blows and he sneezes and the whole crowd freezes. And the bear wakes up. Bear gnarls and he snarls. Bear roars and he rumbles. Bear jumps and he stomps. Bear growls and he grumbles. You've snuck in my lair and you've all had fun. But me, I was sleeping and I have had none. And he whimpers and he moans and he wails and he groans. And the bear blubbers on. Mouse squeaks, don't fret, don't fuss. Look, see, we can pop more corn, we can brew more tea. Bear gulps, bear gobbles, he sighs with delight. Then he spins tall tales through the blistery night. When the sun peeks up on a crisp, clear dawn, Bear can't sleep. But his friends snore on. The end. That's what bears do, don't they? All winter long, they snuggle down and sleep. I guess unless somebody comes into their lair and wakes them up with a party. Well, here's the craft that's ready for you to make today. You can make two bears. You can make a black bear and a brown bear. And you can make their faces all kinds of different ways. So you can be real creative and make your own kind of bears and give them names, and you can make up a story with them. So those are in your take and make bags, and I hope you all have one. If you don't, come in and get one, and you can have some fun making the crafts now that you've listened to the stories too. So I'll see you the next time on Animal Tales Storytime. Bye-bye.